Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back at another YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to be doing let's talk or not let's talk about Hawkeye. Well, it's going to be a bit of a let's talk about Hawkeye, but it's going to be what I want to see from the Hawkeye Disney Plus TV series that comes out on November 24th. So anyways, yeah, recently we've gotten a lot of promotional stuff for Hawkeye, and I've been a complete slacker on that part, and that's my apologies about that. I really wanted to make more videos about Hawkeye, but the timing was off for me. Uh, Plus I wasn't really seeing everything on time and stuff like that. So yeah, that's like one of the big reasons why like I wasn't really making too many videos on Hawkeye, even though I am pretty excited though about it. Uh, this is probably one of more my I'm not gonna say it was one of my more anticipated shows, but at the same time I'm very excited to watch this. I'm very curious to see what goes on in the show, and yeah. Anyway, so this is what I want to see video. So this is more so just saying what I want to see from the show within reason, of course. Like obviously, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, I want to see Captain America come back." That's not even reasonable. Something reasonable would be like, uh, I want to see Hawkeye's family again. That's something reasonable, for example. Uh, so yeah, that's what these what I want to see videos are about. Uh, Anyways, so yeah, let's continue here. So yeah, Hawkeye is supposed to come out actually. Actually, I'm recording this. What was it? Sunday, and I'm trying to put this out on Wednesday, I think, or something like that. Or not Wednesday, sorry, Tuesday. Because the Hawkeye TV show is coming out on Wednesday. But anyways, let's go. Let's start off with the first thing I want to see. First thing I want to see, aftermath of the whole Ronin thing. Now we know this is supposed to take place post Endgame. Uh, and again, if you remember, during that whole 5 year gap period, sorry, uh, Hawkeye was he was pretty much killing people, killing gangsters, killing whatever, killing a bunch of bad people, using the name Ronin, basically dressed up in a different costume and everything, and basically just killed a bunch of people. Uh, so I want to see like what's going on with that. Like, does this have some effect on him? Because I personally think it probably should. Obviously, like I don't think he's gonna be like very sad, but I think at the same time maybe he'll have regret about it. Like why did he do this? This is kind of bad and stuff like that. Especially when looking at somebody like his family and stuff like that, where he's like, I'm like a friggin' cold-blooded murderer. So yeah, that's one thing that is just kind of like making me a little bit curious about that. Second thing, I would like to see a bit of a detailed origin story for Kate Bishop. Curious to see where she comes from and stuff like that. And I kind of want like not really too many questions about her and stuff like that. Uh, so that's one thing. And I'm pretty sure Echo is supposed to be in this show as well, like for a brief moment. That's another thing. If Echo is in this show, I do not want to see her for too long. Just because I feel like, especially since she's getting her own show and stuff like that, like I don't want to see her for too long in this show. So that's just one thing I kind of wanted to see. Uh, Now another thing I want to see is like, uh, perhaps again this ties into the aftermath of the whole Ronin thing. Uh, is how that affected gangs and stuff like that. That's one thing, because obviously after the blips, the rest of the gang kind of blipped black, and they were just like, "What the heck happened to our leader?" or "What the heck happened to my men?" or whatever. So that's one thing that's just genuinely going to be curious. I'm pretty sure the show is going to be heavily revolving around that whole topic. So I'm interested to kind of see what happens with that. Now, there's a few other things I want to see. Now, this is going to relate a lot to the Hawkeye character. So if you know Hawkeye, he's a character in the MCU that's not very well represented in terms of the fact that uh, this Hawkeye that we see in the MCU is not like the Hawkeye we see in the comics, and that's one thing I wanted the show to get right with this character. is the fact that I want it to be a little bit more comic accurate. Like we even saw, there's some promotional posters, and there's a few TV spots and stuff like that, and we see that he's wearing purple. Now, there's one thing I want to just quickly say. I'm I don't really like the fact I don't want it to be a straight up out of the comics. Honestly, I feel like that ship sailed. I want to see something new. I want to see some not modern stuff with like some nod to the comics, which makes sense. Like I wouldn't mind seeing him wear like a purple jumpsuit or something like that, but I don't want to see him. I feel like Hawkeye's one of those characters that doesn't really wear a mask, like how Hawkeye wears it in the comics. Just the this MCU Hawkeye's a very much different. Uh, so that's one thing. Uh, yeah, again, and then another thing I want to just quickly say is I know in the comics uh, he's deaf. I'm pretty sure. Uh, yeah, he's deaf. Sorry. I don't know why I just said I'm pretty sure he is deaf. For most of the comics, he's deaf, and of course that's representation for deaf people and stuff like that. Uh, and I've heard from numerous people that actually that in this show he might end up being deaf. So that's gonna be interesting. I guess more comic accuracy in terms of his character and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, continuing on. Sorry about that. Uh, like not too much is known about the villain, but I would like to see some decent villain. Now another thing I want to just say too, I really want this show to really be based on Hawkeye, or maybe trying to introduce Kate Bishop. That's one thing Black Widow did kind of bad, was the fact that they were too busy trying to set up Yelena as the next Black Widow rather than flesh out a good Black Widow story. That's just my opinion. Now I really hope that they don't do this the same way. I mean, Kate Bishop is a cool character and all. I just don't want to see her be like see her the whole like she's hogging up all the scenes and everything. Uh, like I want to see Hawkeye kind of grow and see some of that. Like, sorry about that. For example, like I wouldn't mind seeing like waiting to see Kate Bishop till maybe episode 2. We get a full episode maybe of we were kind of learning about Hawkeye, because again, Hawkeye is one of those characters that was always just like a side character to me, at least to me, where it was like you didn't really learn much about him. I mean, like if you took him away, it'd pretty much be the same MCU as we know. Uh, so that's just one thing. I mean, and also another thing too is I want to see like a similar character type to, again, Ronan in the in Endgame, because honestly, again, I think this is a lot of case. This is a case with a lot of MCU fans, Marvel fans, whatever you are, uh, fans of Hawkeye, whatever. Uh, is especially with the MCU, you kind of it was kind of like he was more of a side character for all those movies, and nobody really showed interest until maybe Endgame, when people are like, "Damn, Hawkeye could definitely be cool." So I want to see that keep that like same kind of energy when going into the this Hawkeye show. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. Uh, Another thing I just want to quickly say too, I don't want this to tie it all into the Avengers slash. I don't want this to tie into some world thing. I mean, this looks to be like something, the first time I would say we're getting something that's very street level in terms of the fact, or doesn't really involve like the huge, large scale of world. If you understand what I mean, like I don't think Hawkeye's gonna be really saving the world on his own. That's just my opinion. Uh, Obviously, there's been different stuff and stuff like that. Uh, but again, I personally think that this should stay like between Hawkeye and the mob or whatever he's fighting. I don't know what he's fighting, but that's just one thing. So yeah, that looks to be interesting. I mean, Spider-Man kind of deals with that, but Spider-Man at the same time is kind of fighting stuff that's on a world scale slash a bit on like big huge scale rather than like kind of like street level. So that's one thing. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty excited to see this show. It of course comes out November 24th, the 2 episode premiere on Disney Plus. And of course, when that comes out, I'll definitely do a review on that. Uh, I'm not too sure how I'm gonna do the review though. That's the question, because I remember before I used to do episodes, like if there was a first 2 episode premiere, for example, WandaVision, I did in the same review. I did the same review in one video, so I gotta see what's going on with that. I might do episode 1 review and like put it out the exact same time. But anyways, that's pretty much it though. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.